Welcome to the Simplilearn YouTube channel. In today's video we will be talking about Google Analytics 4. I'm going to share with you what is the difference with Universal Analytics, why you should go on to Google Analytics 4 as soon as possible, how do you migrate from Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4, and what are the key features of Google Analytics 4, also known as GA4. So I am Mark Kempman, I am your digital navigator for this video, and as usual, like the video, and if you want to subscribe to our channel, click the subscribe button below. But before we start, let me share with you something new. We have a new course, a professional certificate program in digital marketing, which is a #1 digital marketing course together with Marketing Land and Search Engine Journal, which we have put together with Purdue University, where you can learn the top digital marketing tools with online marketing course featuring masterclasses from Meta and Purdue and Harvard publishing case studies. So this course will set you up for the Meta Blueprint certification as well, which is Facebook's leading digital marketing and Facebook marketing course, where you learn how to use Facebook advertising and managing your Facebook page. So click on this link if you want to know more about this program, but I would highly recommend you have a look at this and sign up for this course, which is very good value for money. But before we go on, let's move on to talk about Google Analytics 4. So Google Analytics was originally launched in November 2005 as a free web service. It was based on technology from Urgent Software Corporation, which Google had acquired in April 2005. Now, the initial version of Google Analytics was a simple tool for tracking website traffic, tracking page views, and basic user behavior. In 2007, Google released a major update to Google Analytics known as Google Analytics 2, which introduced new features like custom reporting and advanced segmentation. In 2009, Google acquired Odometry, a company that specialized in online attribution and advertising analytics, and it integrated its technology into Google Analytics. In 2011, Google released Google Analytics Premium. In 2012, Google did a very important announcement, which was the Google Universal Analytics, which was a major overhaul of the Google Analytics as we knew then, and it introduced new tracking methods and cross-device measurement capabilities. Google also in that year introduced the Google Analytics 360 suite, a suite of enterprise analytics tools that included Google Analytics Premium, as well as other products for data management and optimization. In 2019, with the growth in mobile, Google launched Google Analytics App and Web, a new version of analytics that combined web and app tracking into one platform. And then in 2020, Google launched Google Analytics 4, the successor to Universal Analytics, which introduced new features such as predictive analytics, AI-powered insights, and improved privacy control. And to be precise, the launch date was October 14, 2020. So here is what we're going to be talking about. But before I go into that, let me give you a warning. Google Analytics 4 is Google's next generation measurement solution, and it is replacing Universal Analytics. And it's very important to understand that on July the 1st, 2023, Google will stop processing data from Universal Analytics properties, which basically means it will no longer track data from websites that run on Universal Analytics. Google strongly encourages you to make the switch to Google Analytics 4 as soon as possible. Why? Because you will then start building up a history of data, and you don't start completely from scratch in July 2023. So what's going to happen? Beginning in March 2023, if you haven't already migrated to Google Analytics 4, Google will create one for you unless you opt out. This new property will be based on the settings in your Universal Analytics property. Yeah, if you have already created a GA4 property and that property is connected to a Universal Analytics property, then Google will copy over any configurations like goals and audiences from your UA property that you have not marked as complete in your GA4 property unless, again, you opt out. Until July the 1st, 2023, you can continue to use and collect data and new data in your Universal Analytics property. But after July 2023, you'll be able to access your previous process data in your Universal Analytics for at least another 6 months. Yes, so bear in mind that it's only tracking it for another 6 months. So it's very important that if your historic data is important for you, that you export your historic data during that time. Otherwise, it'll be gone. Yeah, so Google will provide a future date when existing Universal Analytics properties will no longer be available. Yeah, so after that future date, you'll no longer be able to see your Universal Analytics reports in the Analytics interface or access your Universal Analytics data via an API. Okay, so it is very important that you start setting up your Google Analytics as soon as possible. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So here is the agenda. We're going to be talking about what is Google Analytics. We'll talk about what is Google Analytics 4. We'll show you some of the differences between Google Analytics 4 and Universal Analytics. We'll look at the Google Analytics 4 data model. We'll give you a demo of Google Analytics 4. I'm going to give you the top 10 tips and tricks, and we're going to close with a case study. And for convenience sake, I'm now going to be talking about GA4 for Google Analytics 4 and UA for Google Universal Analytics. Okay, so before we go into Google Analytics, let's talk about web analytics for a second. What is web analytics? Now, web analytics refers to the process of collecting, measuring, analyzing, and reporting data related to your website and the behavior of the people that visit your website. This data can be used to gain insights into how your visitors are interacting with your website, which pages are most popular, how long visitors are staying on your website or on a page, which channels are driving the most traffic, and a lot more data that you can get from this. They typically provide a wide range of metrics like page views, unique visitors, bounce rates, conversion rates, average time on a page. Yeah, and by analyzing these metrics, you can make market-driven decisions, yeah, and data-driven decisions about how to optimize your website for better performance, better user engagement, better user experience, and increase conversions and increase revenues. It can also be used to track the effectiveness of your advertising campaigns, of your marketing campaigns, of your website design, their functionality, yeah, and the impact of changes that you make on your website over time. So overall, website analytics is an essential tool for a business or an organization that has a website, because it provides valuable insights on how visitors are interacting with your website. And it helps you drive the improvements that you have to make to be more successful with your website. So it's very important that you understand that. Yes, so now then, what is Google Analytics? Yes, so now Google Analytics is a free web analytics service that's offered by Google and that helps you to track and analyze website traffic and user behavior. Now, it's important to know that to use Google Analytics, you must install a tracking code on your website on every page of your website, which allows Google to collect data on that particular page, on usage and on user behavior. This data is then aggregated and presented in a user-friendly dashboard in Google Analytics, where users can access a wide range of reports and analytics tools to gain insights into the website performance and user behavior. So, Google Analytics is a powerful web analytics tool that provides a wealth of insights into how users find and use your website. It gives a fantastic deep understanding of the visitors of your website, including their demographics, their behavior, their interests and other metrics that you're getting. It provides a wide range of data and insights like number of visitors to the website, where visitors are coming from, which pages are most popular, how long are visitors staying on a page, which channels are driving the most traffic. It also provides insights on visitor demographics like age, like gender, like location and interest, which is information that can be used to target your audience and tailor content to and optimize your marketing efforts. So the current version of Google Analytics is called Universal Analytics, or Google UA. This data model is designed to help website owners and marketers understand how users interact with your website. The data model is built around a hierarchical structure that allows website owners to collect and analyze data from various user interactions on the website. At the top of the hierarchy are the accounts. They represent a collection of websites or mobile apps owned by you, by a single entity, by a user. Within each account, there can be multiple properties. They represent individual websites or mobile apps. So each property has a unique tracking ID that is used to collect data on user interactions. Within each property there can be multiple views, which represents different perspectives on the data collected for that property. They can be used to segment data based on specific criteria, such as geography, device type, or user behavior. At the lowest level of the hierarchy are the data collection objects, which represents the individual interactions that users have with a website or a mobile app. So these objects, they include page views, they include events, transactions, and other user interactions that are tracked using Google Analytics. Overall, the Universal Analytics data model provides a very flexible and scalable framework for collecting and analyzing data from user interactions on websites and mobile devices. So Google Analytics provides a wealth of information about how visitors interact with your website, which is crucial for marketing people to optimize their website. So the information can be used to identify areas where the website is performing well and where it isn't performing well, where it needs improvement. For example, if a website has a very high bounce rate on certain pages, this may include that the content on those pages is not engaging enough, or that there are technical issues preventing users from accessing the content. By identifying these issues, you can make data-driven decisions to optimize the website and improve the engagement. So by using Google Analytics, you can gain insights into key metrics such as traffic sources, bounce rates, time spent on the site, and conversion rates. It helps you to make informed decisions that lead to increased traffic, engagement, increased conversion, and ultimately drive business growth. Now then, what is Google Analytics 4 or GA4? GA4 represents a major update to the Google Analytics platform and addresses many of the limitations of UA. While UA provided very valuable insights into website performance and user behavior, there were various limitations to it that led Google to use GA4. One of the main limitations of UA was that it relied heavily on cookies to track user behavior. And with the rise of privacy concerns and the increasing use of ad blockers, cookies became less reliable as a tracking mechanism, leading to gaps in data collection. Also, UA was not designed to track user behavior across multiple devices, making it difficult to gain a holistic view of user interactions. GA has been designed to address these limitations by providing a more flexible and privacy-friendly tracking mechanism. It uses a new tracking code that relies on a combination of cookies and server-side tracking to collect data on user behavior. And this approach provides you more accurate and reliable data collection while also addressing privacy concerns. So let's dig a bit deeper in Google Analytics 4. So GA4 is the new version of Google's web analytics platform, and it decides to provide you more advanced features and capabilities. As I mentioned at the beginning of today's session, it is set to replace UA by July 2023. Now, there are 3 groundbreaking features in GA4 that you need to be aware of. First of all, GA4 is an event-driven data model. It uses an event-driven data model, which means that it tracks user interactions as discrete events rather than page views as we saw in Universal Analytics. This gives you more flexibility, it gives you more detail in tracking user behavior, as you can track specific actions that users can take on your site or your app. It also allows for more cross-device and more accurate cross-device and cross-platform measurements, as events can be tracked across different devices and different channels. The second major improvement is the AI-powered insights. GA4 includes advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities, such as predictive analytics and user lifecycle analytics. It helps you better understand your users and therefore make better data-driven decisions. For example, it can provide insights on which users are more likely to convert or churn and offer recommendations on how to optimize your website or app for better performance. The third major improvement is the improved privacy controls. GA4 includes new privacy controls and data retention settings, which give users more control over their data and allow website owners to comply with regulations such as the GDPR and CCPA. For example, you can choose to automatically delete user data after a certain period of time, or provide opt-out options for users who do not want their data to be tracked, which of course helps to build trust with users, and this demonstrates a commitment to responsible data use. So let's expand on this event-based data tracking, a key feature of GA4. In UA, website owners and marketers could track user behavior by tracking page views, which provided a high-level view of how users were engaging with a website. However, this approach had limitations in terms of tracking more specific user interactions, such as clicks on a particular button or filling out a form. GA4's event-driven data model allows you to track a wide range of user interactions and discrete events. It provides more flexibility in tracking user behavior and allows for more granular insights into how users are engaging with your website. For example, website owners and marketeers can track user interactions such as clicks, form submissions, video plays and downloads, among many other interactions. By tracking user interactions as events, GA4 allows you to define custom events and parameters. There are a number of default events that come with GA4, but you can specify your own events as well. So you can track specific user behaviors that are unique to your website and your business goals. For example, an e-commerce site could define custom events to track user interactions with their shopping cart or checkout process, providing valuable insights into how users are progressing through the conversion funnel. Through this events-based tracking, GA4 provides more accurate and more comprehensive views of user behavior and allow you for better cross-device and cross-platform measurement. GA4 also provides new privacy control and retention settings, which give users more control over their data. It allows website owners to comply with regulations such as the GDPR and the CCPA. For example, you can choose to automatically delete user data over a certain period of time, or provide opt-out options for users who do not want their data to be tracked. One of the key privacy features of GA4 is the ability for website owners to define their own data retention policies. This allows you to specify how long you want to retain user data before it's automatically deleted. Yep, and that helps you with complying to GDPR regulations, which require data to be kept for a limited period of time. And another key privacy feature is GA4's ability to use server-side tagging. This approach to tracking user behavior involves sending data directly from the server to Google Analytics, rather than relying on client-side tracking via cookies. Yes, so it reduces your reliance on cookies, which is a really important part of the privacy regulations. So Google Analytics 4 also integrates seamlessly with Google's other marketing and advertising platforms, such as Google Ads and Google's marketing platform. By integrating with Google Ads, GA4 allows you to track the performance of your ads directly within the GA4 interface. It makes it easier to measure the effectiveness of your ad campaigns and to optimize your campaigns for better performance. Yes, so you can, for example, use GA4 to track the key metrics, such as ad clicks, conversions, and revenues generated from your ads. By integrating with Google's marketing platform, GA4 allows you to gain a more comprehensive view of your marketing performance across multiple channels. This integration allows you to track user behavior across a range of marketing channels, including search, display, social media, and video. It allows for more seamless data sharing between the platforms. Yes, so website owners can use the data collected in GA4 to inform their Google Ads campaign, or use data from the Google Ads to inform their GA4 reporting. Right, so having that done as an introduction of GA4, let's look at some of the differences between Google Analytics, the universal, the Google UA, and the GA4. So let's summarize these differences. The first one, of course, that we talked about was the event-based tracking. Yeah, so the main focus of Universal Analytics is on tracking page views and sessions, which may not provide enough detailed information and can limit the depth of insights that website owners can obtain. With GA4, there is greater emphasis on event-based tracking, which enables you to monitor and track specific user actions and events on your website or app, such as clicks, form submissions, or video plays. The next one was the data model. So the hierarchy data model used by Universal Analytics is based on dimensions and metrics. And this can be less flexible and it's more rigid in nature. Where GA4 uses events and parameters to closely monitor and analyze user behavior across various touchpoints and devices. So GA4 allows for more precise and flexible data tracking, giving you the ability to collect and analyze data from a wider range of touchpoints and more devices. The next big difference was in the cross-device tracking. So the cross-device tracking capabilities on UA are limited, which primarily relies on cookies for this purpose. Where in GA4, its advanced tracking capabilities, GA4 greatly enhances cross-device tracking, enabling you to gain valuable insights into user behavior across various devices and platforms. And then there were the privacy features, one of the key differentiators of GA4. Universal Analytics does not offer some data privacy features. However, they are, and those that they do offer, they are not as advanced as the privacy and data retention settings available in GA4. GA4 provides automatic data erasure and built-in data controls, which helps you to comply with data privacy laws and also gives users more control over their data. And the next one was the integration with Google Ads and other Google products. But particularly the Google Ads integration is important. So the Universal Analytics has a very limited integration with Google's other marketing products like Google Ads. While there is some integration, such as the ability to link Google Ads and analytics accounts, the level of integration is not as seamless as you will get in GA4. GA4 has a much deeper integration with Google Ads. The data-driven model allows for more granular tracking of ad performance, enabling you to understand the best the results that you're getting from your campaigns. So those are the key differences between GA4 and UA. And then let's have a look at the GA4 data model in a bit more detail, because the data model is fundamentally different than on UA. Where on UA you had the hierarchical model, GA4's model is based on the event tracking. So the GA4's data model focuses on tracking user interactions with a website or an app as events. And therefore you get more granular and flexible tracking of user behavior. You can customize your tracking by defining custom events, parameters, and user properties, enabling you to track specific actions and behaviors. So the GA4 data model is designed to provide insights into individual user behavior across multiple touchpoints and devices, allowing you to give a better understanding of your audience. So in the GA4 data model, events are specific actions that users take while interacting with your website. These actions can be tracked as discrete events, providing website owners with more granular and actionable data. Events can be like clicks on a button, a form submission, video plays, and other types of user interactions. By tracking events, you gain a better understanding of user behavior, user preferences, and it makes you in a much better position to make decisions on improving website performance and user experience. The parameters, they provide additional context and information about the event, such as the value of a transaction, the category of a product viewed, or the name of a button clicked. By leveraging parameters, you can get an even better insight, you can get better segment in your audience, and you get more detailed insight into user behaviors. So together, events and parameters provide you with granular understanding of the user behavior of people visiting your website. Okay, so enough about the theory. Let's go and have a look at Google Analytics 4 in more detail by giving you a demo of the most important functionality of it. So the best way to access Google Analytics 4 is through the marketing platform.google.com about. And if you scroll down here, you can see that there is advanced solutions for large enterprises. And here you see analytics for integrated solutions for every marketer. So learn more about analytics. That's where we're going. And here you accept all the details that you need for your Google Analytics. So there's two ways that you can go and get your Google Analytics set up. You can, if you have already got a website on Universal Analytics, then what you do, you sign in to Analytics. That takes you to your existing Universal Analytics account, and then you will see how to upgrade to Google Analytics 4. Or you can just start from scratch with Get Started Today. But let's go the route of sign in to Analytics. So if we sign into Analytics, it takes you to your existing website. And in my case, this is my own website. Yeah, here you see it's already on GA4 because I've already created a GA4 account. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to take this to my UA account. Okay, so this is my Universal Analytics account. Here, when I go there, you see immediately, because it is a UA account, at the top an important message that Google says on the 1st of July 23 we will stop processing data, etc. Yeah, and then here you can go to manage the GA4 migration. That's where I click, and now it takes me to my either the process of turning my UA into a GA4, but since I've already done that, it just says go to your GA4 property. And by going to my GA4 property, I now go into the Setup Assistant. And the Setup Assistant will talk you through all the steps like data collection, the property settings, integration with Google Ads, link to Google Ads, etc. And there's an advanced setup as well. But these are the basic steps that we need to go through. And the first very important part that I need to do is to need to collect website and app data. So I haven't started that yet. Yeah, so I'm going to manage the data streams. So here you see my GA4 property, but I can add another app stream if I want to, or another website, but I only have my website. So here I just click on the details and this is where I have my stream name, my stream URL, my stream ID, my measurement ID. Yep, and here I see the enhanced measurement, which are the events that I'm tracking. Yeah, I can modify event, I can create custom events, and here I see my Google tag instructions. So here I can view the tag instructions. Yeah, and here I can go. Let me have a look. So here you see install your Google tag, and here I can get the installation instructions. I can install it with my CMS, if that's on the list, where I can just copy the tag ID. So when I have WordPress, for instance, there is a GA4 plugin, and the only thing I need to do is to add the plugin code. Yep, and that is this, the tag ID. Or I can install manually, and that is the piece of code that I need to install on my website using Google Tag Manager. Now, I'm not going to demo that, I'm just making you aware of this. Yeah, in the next module, next video, we're going to be talking about Google Tag Manager. So watch that video if you want to know how to take this piece of code and add that to your website. Okay, so that gives me all the data I need to connect my website to Google Analytics so it starts tracking the data. All right, so that is how I can set up the website for GA4. If I don't want that, I want to start from scratch. Yeah, if I go back to this site, I said get started today. It will again take you to your existing property. But it will then actually show you here at the bottom, continue setting up your property, try the analytics demo account, or learn more about data analytics, and get started with the Google Analytics 4. So lots of things that you can get here, and it makes it very easy for you to migrate to your to Google Analytics 4. Okay, now let's look into Google Analytics 4 itself. I don't want to do that on my website. I actually want to go to the Google Analytics demo account. Google has a merchandise store, and in this merchandise store, they have made the analytics data available for people to learn about Google Analytics. So that's what we're going to have a look at. We're going to use the Google merchandise store data to look at Google Analytics 4. Okay, so when you go to Google Analytics 4, the home page as it were, you see this screen. Here you see your menu where you have your home. That is kind of your dashboard. It's top level reports, personalized. It shows reports that you recently viewed, automated insights, etc. You then have your reports. In the reports, they show you pre-configured reports, dedicated reports, how people find your website, the pages they viewed, if they converted, the demographics, details about the devices they use, and so on. There is the Explore. In Explore, you can create your own reports and visualize data in different ways, like simple tables, funnel visualizations, etc. Then you have your integration with advertising. It lets you view dedicated attribution reports, see the relationships between different channels and how they lead to conversions on your website. And then there is the admin. And in the admin, you can access additional settings for accounts and for your property. And this is also where you can create your events, your parameters, and your conversions. So there are many reports in Google Analytics 4. Of course, you don't have to use them all. But let's give you some of the highlights. So the home is your dashboard. So it gives you the last 7 days by default. You can change that, of course. You can change it last 28, last 19. You can do comparisons as well. So you can also see a trend line for the selected item. And then here you see the users in the last 30 minutes. Your report you've recently viewed, and here it shows you some suggested reports. And here you have the Google AI, the insights and the recommendations. So this is very useful information you can get from Google in additional knowledge about what's happening in your Google Analytics. So then let's look at the reports. There are multiple reports. The most important one to start with is your report snapshot. Your report snapshot is similar to your home report. It gives you users, new users, total revenue. Yeah, users in the last 30 minutes, it gives you insights. Yeah, so basic reporting that you get here, it's your top campaigns, users by country, how active users are active users trending, how well do you retain your users, etc. So lots of data that you can get on this page. Okay, so that is your report snapshot. It then goes into real time. Real time, we saw that in Google Universal Analytics as well. Here you see it actually in a much more extended version. Yep, so it shows the people that are currently viewing your website. So it's very useful to check where people are landing on your website. For instance, when you run an email campaign, check if people do get to the associated pages with your email campaign. Each card includes a bar chart, yeah, and of course read the users per minute from right to left. Yes, so because this is now, yeah, and this is sort of 30 minutes ago. Okay, so you can see the content people are viewing, you can see the pages they are viewing, the events that are being collected. You can also see the conversions and the user properties that people have been collecting. You can also see the granular details of people, so which is the view the user snapshots. Yeah, that is a nice little gimmick, but it can also be very useful. It gives a breakdown of the actual session in events. Yeah, so here you see on a Huawei phone in Riyadh. Yeah, so you see the exact sort of event, what is happening. They're scrolling, they're viewing a promotion. Yeah, so, and if you click on, there's the user engagement. If I click on that, then that gives me all the parameters and the user properties that you want from that session. So very useful to get nitty-gritty data about user engagement. If you want another user, just click on this arrow. Yep, and if you want to close this, here is the exit snapshot. So those are the real-time overviews, and then here you have on the kind of the life cycle, yeah, the reports from acquisition to engagement to monetization and retention. 4 categories of reports kind of following the buyer life cycle. First of all is the acquisition reports. So if we go to the overview, it gives you information about how people are finding your website. It gives you information about the users, it gives you information about the traffic. So here you see the number of users, the users in the last 30 minutes. Here you see users by default channel grouping. Like user analytics, I can add an additional dimension as well. For instance, first user, source and medium. So you can say how they were communicated to and where they were communicated. Yes, so really useful breakdown of the information. And here you see the lifetime value that you get from a user. Yeah, so that's very useful information. So you can also change the date, of course, of the report, and you can again compare with previous periods as well, which is similar like what we saw in Universal Analytics as well. The user analytics shows you metrics how users found your website at their first visit. Yes, so the different channels that they used here by bars and by line. Yeah, here you see the different channels that they used. You see number of new users, engaged session, engagement rate, engaged sessions per user, the average engagement time. So very useful data that you can see here. And of course you can add a second dimension as well. For instance, if you want to see the way people found your website combined with the landing page, I can put here, for instance, with the page and landing page plus query string. So then it gives you where they landed on your website as well. So very useful. The next one is the traffic acquisition. The traffic acquisition shows you how people found your website to start each of their sessions. It goes beyond the very first time they found your website. It's based on sessions, so we can see session-based metrics in the table. Again, you can change the dimension here and add a second dimension using the plus sign. We then go to the second category, which are the engagement reports. Yeah, they show you what people are doing on your website, the pages people are viewing, and events that are automatically collected using the enhanced measurement feature, and any other event you are tracking. Yeah, so if we select pages and screens, it shows you the pages people are viewing on your website. Yeah, pages reported based on page title, ordered by number of views, number of page views, number of users. Change the default setting as well. Yeah, so I can add here more information. Yeah, so page title and screen name I can add if I want to. So different things that I can add. Yeah, so here's the page title and screen class, and I can add a dimension. For instance, I can say page screen, landing page and query screen. So I can get more detail here. Yeah, so you can also get to the top level summary in the overview report. So events shows you all of the events that have been collected. Yeah, and you can click on the name of the event to get more details on the event. And the conversion report, yeah, here, so you see the details of the event. Okay, the conversions. It's the total number of conversions for the date range based on the events that have been marked as a conversion. Okay, we then have the monetization. So in the monetization report, you have e-commerce reports and reports for in-app purchase and publisher ads. These two reports are to measure purchases and ad revenue in mobile apps. Yeah, so the total revenue from all the events and the e-commerce revenue is from transactions. Yeah, then you see the total number of people who made a purchase and the total who made the first time purchase. Both are user-based metrics. Next to that, we see the average purchase revenue per year and the top items being sold. Remaining cards are blank, yeah, because Google decided not to implement e-commerce tracking for item lists and item promotions and coupons. Okay, so that is your monetization. You have e-commerce purchases and you also have your in-app purchases, but we haven't got any app integration here, so there's nothing there. And then we have your retention. This group shows users in cohorts based on when users view your websites. Shows new and returning, but this is all based on cohorts that you've set. And then there is your demographics report as well. Yes, so if I go to the user reports, there are your demographic and your tech reports. Demographic is where people are coming from, their location, their age, their gender, and what have you, pretty standard. There's demographic details as well. And then you have your users by country or by city. Yeah, and you have your tech reports. Yeah, and the tech report shows you the devices that they use and everything else in relation to devices and operating systems. Okay, so those are the standard reports in Google Analytics 4. Yeah, so let's go to the next section, and that is the Explore section. In the Explore section, you can create additional reports. Yep, there is a library of reports already available in here that you can get. Yeah, but you can create your own reports as well. There are blank reports by clicking on plus. There are freeform reports. They can create any type of chart that you would like. There's funnel exploration reports. They let you visualize particular steps you want people to travel through, like steps to complete a lead form or steps to complete an e-commerce checkout. You can do path exploration reports. They let you visualize the path that people take through your pages or other actions they take on your website. There is your segment overlap, lets you apply multiple segments to see if users are included in one or more of your segments. And there's cohort exploration that lets you group users based on the days, weeks, or months they visit your website. And then there is the user lifetime reports. They let you view additional lifetime user metrics. Yes, so in your own property, you will also find User Explorer, which lets you drill down on individual users. That isn't available in the Google demo property. Yeah, so click on any of these options. We'll load a pre-configured template. And then here, of course, you see the reports that are used by other people. So if you want to create a report from scratch, you just go to the beginning and you click on the plus. Yep, and that is basically, it is the Google Data Studio interface. It's very familiar that you get here. Yeah, so you can specify your segments, your dimensions, and your metrics. And by doing that, that is how you can create your report. Now, I'm not going to show you how to create a report, yeah, but at least now you have the route where to go to create your own reports. Okay, then we have the advertising options. Yeah, that is the last section here in your reports. It shows the relationship between your different marketing channels. Yeah, so, and they let you apply attribution models. So the snapshot shows the top level summary of your marketing channels. You can see which channels drove the most conversions, and it gives you automated insights based on the Google machine learning. We can also see the most important touch points that people take leading to conversions. There is the model comparison report. It shows you the marketing channels on the left, and on the right we see the revenue and the conversions per channel. Yeah, so first is based on the last click attribution model, and the second one is based on the data-driven, the cross-channel data-driven attribution model. So two different models. You can change those if you want to. Yes, so, but this is where you want to look for significant changes in the report. Changes that have a positive percentage means that we may be undervaluing the marketing channel when we use the last click model. Changes that have a negative percent means that they may be overvaluing the marketing channel when we use the last click channel. Yes, so that is the model comparison, and then there is your conversion path report that provides a visual representation of the marketing touch points people engage with before converting. Here we can see how some rows shows that some users are engaged with our organic search listing multiple times before converting. Yeah, people can go through multiple touch points. Yeah, this helps you to understand the relationship between your channels and how they drive conversions on your website. Yeah, you can customize the reports by changing the dimension used for the path, and you can change the attribution model as well. Okay, so that is everything there is on the reports, as it were. In the admin, you can configure your Google Analytics 4. And you see that here on the right. You can configure your data streams, you can configure your events, your conversions, and your audiences. Yeah, so here you see the events that have been created for the Google Merchandise Store. And here you can add additional events. Here you can say whether you want to mark them as a conversion or not. Of course, I can't edit this because I haven't got edit rights. If I go to the conversions, then here you see the conversion settings, yeah, that you can, and the conversions that you have set. You can specify your audiences. Audiences is very important. Yeah, so you can create audiences to report on particular groups of users. This is your segmentation as we knew it in Google Universal Analytics. Yeah, so you can, for instance, users who have made purchases on the website or users who haven't converted yet. Or you can use it audiences to focus on reporting. You can also use them for remarketing in your linked Google Ads account. Okay, so here are your audiences. Then here you have your debug view. Yeah, so that is where you can test your events. Here you can have your product links. Yeah, so you have your Google Ads links, Ad Manager links, and BigQuery link. Yes, so BigQuery is important. Yeah, where you can actually link to Google BigQuery, where you can import your data to get more reports, more visualizations on your data, as well as the links with the display and the video 360 links. So lots of integrations in Google Analytics 4. And that concludes the Google Analytics 4 demo. Yeah, so in next week's video, you will see, we're going to talk about the Google Tag Manager, and that is where I will show you how to add the code, the tagging code to every page of your website using the Google Tag Manager. But for now, this is all I want to share with you on the Google Analytics demo. So I hope that gave you a better understanding of how to use Google Analytics 4. And now let's close today's session with giving you some tips and tricks and share with you a case study of a company that very successfully used GA4 to achieve their business objectives. So let's start with my tips and tricks. Number one, use conversion tracking. Conversion tracking is vital in your digital marketing. Yep, and where in Universal Analytics you could set up goals in to track conversions. In Google Analytics 4, you can set them up as events, and they enable you to measure the effectiveness of your marketing campaigns and optimize your websites accordingly. So very important to set up the conversion tracking. Google Analytics comes with a number of standard events and parameters, but I urge you to use custom events and parameters as well. Set up your own, track your own events. Yeah, that will give you additional insights in how your users are acting on your specific website. So very important to do that. Tip number 3, set up audience targeting. Yeah. GA4 allows you to set up specialized audiences depending on user behavior. Yeah, so thereby you can tailor your messaging and offering to certain audience categories. Yeah, so they're very advanced audience targeting capabilities in GA4, so use those. Tip number 4, use machine learning insights. Don't overlook those. In Universal Analytics, they were kind of hidden away. In GA4, they are very clear. Start using those. Yeah, they give you insights into user behaviors and trends. And you can really use that intelligence to optimize your website and your marketing campaigns. Then set up custom reports. The reporting functionality in GA4 is really good, very extensive. Yeah, lots of standard reports already in there, but create your own reports. Thereby you gain a more granular understanding of user behavior, and of course thereby you can optimize your website accordingly. So use the data layer. Yeah, that's an important element of Google Analytics 4. It allows you to use a data layer to track custom events and parameters and gain more detailed insights into user behavior. Set up data streams. Don't limit your data to just your website. Yeah, so set up a stream for your website, for mobiles, for apps. Yeah, so you can then track data from different streams, giving you a more granular overview of how people are engaging and interacting with your various platforms. Use data import. Yeah, so GA4 allows you to import data from other sources like Google Ads to better understand user behavior and preferences. Tip number 9 is to use the BigQuery integration. GA4 integrates with Google's BigQuery data warehouse, allowing you to export your data for further and deeper analysis and visualization. And then finally, monitor your data privacy. Yes, so website owners can monitor your data privacy settings to make sure that they are compliant with privacy regulations like GDPR and CCPA. Good. Finally, let's close today's video by looking at a case study of how McDonald's in Hong Kong used GA4 to grow their business. So McDonald's Hong Kong was facing challenges with its online ordering system, which resulted in low conversion rates and a high bounce rate. They adopted GA4 to get a better insight into user behavior and preferences. And by using GA4's tracking capabilities, they were able to identify the specific points where customers were dropping off the ordering process. With this information, they made several improvements to the order flow, including simplifying the menu and making it easier to customize orders. Also, they used the GA4's machine learning capabilities to identify user patterns and preferences and personalize the ordering experience for each user. So they used GA4 to improve their mobile app's performance and increase in-app orders. By using the event-based tracking and data analysis, they were able to gain insights into user behavior and make data-driven decisions to improve the user behavior. And as a result, they saw a significant increase in in-app orders as well as improvements in user engagement and retention. As I said, they use predictive audiences in GA4 to identify users who were more likely to purchase within the app. They use machine learning models to analyze user behavior such as in-app purchases, time spent on the app, and menu item preferences to create these predictive audiences. And once these audiences were created, they used them to target their advertising efforts to these high-value users with personalized offers and promotions. So as a result of all these changes, McDonald's Hong Kong saw a 550% increase in app orders, as well as an increase in customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. The success of this case study demonstrates the power of GA4 in providing insights and actionable data for improving customer experiences and driving business growth. Yeah, so the link to this article of this case study you will find in the notes in the video. Yeah, and I highly recommend you read this article to get more insights in how McDonald's in Hong Kong used GA4 to grow their business. So that concludes today's session. As we say, it's a wrap, a short introduction to Google Analytics 4. If you want to know more, check out the Simplilearn courses. And if you like the video, click the like button or the share button. And of course, if you want to subscribe to our channel, click on the subscribe button below. So thereby you can join our learners community on YouTube. Thank you very much, and I'll see you at the next video.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.